Like, does he have a lot to say about the movie, do you think?
Um, he watched it.
Hmm.
Like
So
I,
probably.
I he very well could. I mean, it's worth a shot. Let's see. He so Leo purrs constantly. Like
Oh, I'm
he
sure.
wakes
Yeah.
up, he's like, oh, like revving the engine all day,
Mm-hmm.
every day. It's so wonderful.
So
He's
hang
only
on, I
just
think I'm
started
feeling
purring.
unpleasant right now. What?
I just, that's not, oh my gosh, sorry. I just got a notification from Esther paying me for working in the shop. And I did not do the work to earn that amount of money.
It's like, oh, it turns out she was paying me $45 an hour.
In solid gold bars.
Yeah.
Jeez. This
Yeah,
is
well, congratulations.
thank you. I can retire early now, I think. I don't even have to go to my job in DC.
Yeah, oh, what a relief.
This is one of my favorite things to watch back on these videos is I seem to get a lot of notifications through these. I don't get very many notifications ever, but during these, oh yeah, baby, I get like
Oh, yeah.
life-changing news.
Well,
Yeah.
you'll be happy to know that the same thing is happening to me. Where suddenly everyone wants to know what's going on.
What is going on?
Just nothing. Like, I have nothing to say. Also, mine, like, it's very a 4-3 ratio on mine instead of, and I don't know how, like, I don't know how to change
Oh,
that. It's not
yeah.
my phone camera setting because my camera setting is all the way on the screen, you know?
Hmm. That is odd.
Yes, it's weird. If
Hmm.
anybody listening knows what to do about that, let me know.
Abhishek, are you there? How are you today?
Oh, I just ate some spicy popcorn and and it just now is in my throat right now. But other than that,
That extended
I was gonna
release
say,
spicy popcorn.
oh yeah, I was gonna say something normal, but never mind. I'm going under.
I thought you were gonna start crying. I was like, oh no. This is the greatest. So this is the first episode with this new development in my life. I have two kittens now.
Yes.
Two of them.
Woohoo!
Yeah. I didn't bring Leo down because he was, I mean, sound asleep up there. He was fully zonked. This guy was like up and talking, but now he's pretty far gone.
Mhm.
So I'm a mother now.
Yay! I've been getting those notifications one at a
Hmm.
time as they come in, but they're on Messenger, which apparently does this thing where it also says you have X number of new Messenger notifications. Like,
Yeah.
I know!
I can see them
I've
coming in
been here the
individually.
whole time. You're just giving me more. It's like when your like Gmail is gonna run out of storage and they send you an email about it, and I'm
Gosh,
like, if you care about my storage so much, stop
why'd
telling
you do
me.
this?
Like
Why'd you do this?
you're taking
I
up the
love it.
space.
I know. Even more so when it's like I can't even open the app and you
Oh,
still have the audacity. Like every time I open the app, it's like you can't do this. You can't even look at your emails. No, no storage. And then I get an email from them.
mm-hmm. It's like, hey, by the way, I
Hmm,
know you were trying
hmm.
to open this earlier, and I just wanted to remind you again, in case you're not aware, that you're not allowed to do that because I hate you and your storage is full. And you're like, well, how can I clear my storage? And they say, open it. And you say, okay.
What do I do? Or the same thing with iCloud. If I listen, Steve Jobs is going to hell for a lot of different reasons, but this one in
Yeah.
particular is my personal complaint that I'm going to submit to God is
Okay.
I get a notification every damn day of my life, every day, that iCloud storage is full. And every single day it says You probably want to update that, don't you? Let me just pull this up for you. It's like only an extra 2.99 a month, and you get all this storage. And I say, that's, that you're right, it's a lot of storage, but it's a subscription service and it's 2.99 more in your pocket that I would die before I let
Hmm.
you have. It's the principle of the thing. I know it's only like $2 a month. I know that.
But still, $3 is not a lot of money, but it's more than
Two.
zero.
Hmm.
So if you
Hmm.
think about it, I'm not spending that. And it's also
That's a
like it
pretty
just
good
makes me
point.
mad like that you have to subscribe monthly to have more storage. Like, can you not just buy more storage and then you just have it?
Yeah. What? Look,
Like, what would happen, hypothetically, I genuinely don't know the answer to this. What would happen if you like opted for more storage and it's like a monthly payment and then you stopped paying? Like, you
you
would
no
still
longer have
have the
access
same,
to the
like,
cloud.
you just can't use it anymore,
Mm-mm.
even though it's all your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that you
that's
paid
what I
money
thought.
for. Yeah.
That's what I was pretty sure the answer would be.
Yeah.
It also
It's
bugs me. I know the reason that they do it, but I also think that if you have all that storage available, you could just
should
give it
be.
to me.
What if you gave it to me for free?
Like, why is there a limit on the amount? Like, if it's not a limit on the actual amount of storage,
Hmm.
it's just a limit on the like smallest amount that you're able to spend in order to access the storage. Like, it doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense if it's there.
No, I don't get it at all.
Yeah.
And like the way that technology has advanced, like I had like 12 gigabytes on my first phone.
Hmm.
Like, and that, I mean, is not very much. This one has like almost 300. And it took me 4 years to fill that up. And I was like, that's a lot of storage. That's an amazing amount of storage. But like, why are we even limiting it to gigabytes anymore? Like,
Right.
why can't I
Like,
have like
because it's on the
15
cloud,
terabytes?
so it's supposed to not fill up your device, right?
And not even
So
on the
why are we
cloud,
not
just
just
like
doing
on
that?
device storage.
Yeah.
Like, why can't I do that? Why do I have to have access to the cloud? I don't need to look at the things on my phone on my laptop. I don't need to have to do that. I just
No,
want,
I don't want to. It actually
no,
drives me crazy. Like they keep syncing my laptop to my phone because it's through the
yes.
account. And I'm like, now you're just filling up the storage on my laptop. I don't want that. I want it on my phone.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Apple?
Hmm.
And we mean that from the bottom of our
Yeah.
hearts.
This is one of the most sincere messages we've ever sent, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, that one and our shout out to Anthony Hopkins. Like,
That's also very real. Yeah.
mm-hmm. Oh, hi.
There's one
He
little ear
agrees.
pop out. Yeah. It's his way of giving the middle finger because he's not dexterous yet. He's still a baby.
He's so little.
Yeah.
He's really small. Yeah. I've had to give them
Oh,
baths. What?
well, you can tell the story about the baths first.
Okay. Oh, just like they are really, really little still, and they're learning how to how to use the litter box, which is awesome. And I barely even have to do
Mhm.
anything. They just want to use it on their own. But the thing is they are little and they are stupid, and so every single day they poop in the litter box, and I say yay, and then they go "Boonk," and they sit down in it, and then
Mhm.
they roll around in it because they're trying to bury it because that's their natural instinct. Except they're just
Except
painting
they
it
can't.
all over their little paws, and I say. "Oh," and then they try to get out of the litter box and just like walk around, literally spreading shit. I'm like, you keep, I prefer if you didn't. And so every single day I've had to give them baths, and every single day I'm like, we won't have to do this again because you'll learn. And every single day I'm like, what they say it in the olden days? Boo boo the fool?
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that not literal definition, but the colloquial definition of insanity is doing something over and over and over and expecting a different result.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, what else could I do?
Yeah, like you can't just let them walk around with shit in their paws.
No,
You're not a
it's not
neglectful mother.
comfortable. No, I love them so much, and I don't want to smell it. Also, it's we
Yeah.
both can win.
It's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we've been doing this week. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say that I think you said the name of Leo for our viewers, but I don't know if
Mm,
I didn't recall if you said both names. Would you like to
I don't think I
formally
did.
introduce your kitty
I would love to.
to the
Yeah.
fan?
So Leo is upstairs. I'll send Olivia a picture of him to put in if you can make it as badly cropped as possible. I know you will.
Oh, sure, yeah. I was like, I already have several, but I will wait for you to send me the one that you want to be there. Yeah.
Okay, I'll make sure he looks as stupid as possible. And then this is
Okay.
sorry. He didn't like that very much. Um, I still can't decide. Every single day I change what I call him. It's either Archie or Reggie, which are very
hmm
similar names. But
You could call him Rarchie. Like Ronald.
Ronald the Chair. His
You
full
can
name
name
is
it,
Ronald the Chair.
you can name him yeah, Ronald the Second, Ronald Jr., but it's short for Ronald the Chair, the cat. It's an idea.
So funny. Oh my gosh. Naming things is hard.
hmm
I was like, I'll just name it something funny, but then I'm like, it just doesn't fit him. It doesn't fit him. And then I woke up the other night in the middle of the night. I was like, Leo, like
hmm
that's him.
hmm
And like I knew it. I felt it in my bones. He's a
It's
Leo
a
for sure.
spiritual divination. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And this guy is he's a chi of something.
hmm
Archie, Reggie, he's definitely got the IE ending to his name. I
Is he
just sound
Tai
like
Chi
Tai Chi,
for
maybe.
martial art, perhaps?
Lychee, the nut.
Uh, there you go. That's something to think about. Is he
Some
Chai Tea and then he's redundant?
oh, he's I could
That's
name
something
him
to think about.
Redundant.
That's perfect.
Redundancy the cat.
Redundancy. It's Reggie, but it's short for redundancy. And they say, wait, how did you get those letters in there? And you say, do not worry about it. It doesn't matter at all. Oh, you
No.
could name him instead of Archie, it's like RG, and it stands for Reggie.
Oh my gosh.
So
Wait,
he
that's
has
actually
both
so
names,
funny. That
RG.
is so
You're
funny.
like, this is
That's
my cat
so
RG.
funny.
They're like RG, like ARGI, like Argyle, and you're like, no, 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 no. It's RG, short for
The letters
Reggie.
are the letter G.
Yeah,
RG, short for Reggie, short for Dr. Reginald
Reginald.
Saunders.
So, I
That's
mean,
funny.
a lot of options.
It's you might say they're endless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you might.
The one thing that I do know is he's not a turd Ferguson.
Yeah,
I wanted
unfortunately,
him
that's
to be.
true.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'll save that for another future pet or maybe a future child. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Hmm.
It's never gonna stop being funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, how's Crete doing? I saw you playing with
Could
Crete
name
earlier.
him Norm Macdonald. Um,
That could
there's
work.
so many ideas. Yeah.
Oh my
Could name
gosh,
him
yeah.
John Locke. Just pick like a super funny deceased comedian and be like, this is him reincarnate. Funny.
Um, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. He was on 8 out of 10 Cats. He's so mean. Sean, that you just said Sean Locke.
Yeah.
Why did I think you said I heard you say John Locke and I was like the philosopher guy?
Like,
Either the philosopher or the guy from one of the main characters from Lost. And either one was like,
oh, that's
hmm.
funny. Because when
Yeah.
you said John Locke, that's also not what I thought.
What'd you think?
I said Sean Locke and you heard John Locke, and I thought
Oh,
you meant. I was like, why would I
no,
say that? No,
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 I
no,
didn't.
no, no,
No,
no, no,
no,
no,
no, no, no, no.
no, please,
What?
no.
No.
I have a
Oh my
family.
gosh. These are children on this call. That's the worst thing I ever heard.
Yeah.
So we're just like a stupid echo chamber with each other.
Like
Single
what?
time it
I
gets
thought you said
worse.
It just gets worse and worse every time. Oh, that's what you said? I thought you said this. Psychic damage. Minus 10, minus 15, minus 20. Like,
Oh my gosh. That's bad. We will not be talking about John Locke today, I promise.
no, or ever.
Ever, ever, ever.
No, ever,
Nope.
ever, ever, ever. Like,
Mm-mm.
ever.
That is a guarantee. We are more likely to show our feet than we are to talk about John Locke, and we're not showing our feet.
No. No, no, no. Not even on a Patreon exclusive. There's no chance.
Oh my gosh. But they want to talk about the movie.
Yeah, well, the thing is, which movie? Because we watched three movies in a row and we were like, we should talk about all of these. So do we just go in
Um,
order that we watched them? Or do we go in reverse?
we could do reverse order. Actually, I was thinking we could do laapataa Ladies because I just watched it with my parents last night, and so it's fresh in my head again.
Yay. I'm fine with that.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay! Good movie.
Good
Right
movie.
off the, yeah, good movie.
Before we say anything else, we have to establish this is a good movie. Well, see you next time.
Yep, this has been fun.
Yeah.
I'm just, I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm just gonna get a little snack. And this is gonna, I just realized now how ridiculous this is gonna look.
Yeah.
It seemed like a good idea at the
Just
time.
plain, just plain nothing on it. Are you a peasant? Get some
Okay,
cheese, you
sheesh.
animal. You don't have some jam or garlic butter or something to put on there?
No,
Sickening.
I don't eat food because I enjoy it. I eat it because my body needs it.
You
I shove
don't.
in there the most flavorless paste known to man. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, filling up a gas tank.
You're like the other rats from Ratatouille.
Literally, we've talked about this before. Because whenever I have dinner with your family, Ian and your dad talk about, like, I'm getting hints of saffron, or this could use a touch more turmeric. And I'm sitting there like, it's warm.
Yeah.
Channeling my inner Chase Richard. It's really warm.
It's warm.
And like, it's so yummy. But how on earth would you be like, how do you do that? How do you distinguish between flavors instead of just being good and bad?
You have to eat more than two flavors. That's the trick. In order to distinguish flavors, you have to it's like, you wouldn't recognize people say like, oh, you wouldn't recognize Jesus unless you gain like a personal relationship with him. You can't just know about him, you have to know him. It's the same thing with flavor, okay? You can't just like conceptually you're like, oh yeah, spices. Yeah, I've heard of that. You got to try it actually.
This is, I think, the worst I've ever looked on this channel. Shoveling just
Having that
plain.
in your hoodie, your backwards hoodie, you're just eating, just tearing pieces of
Whole
plain
bag
baguette.
like an animal.
No water. It's just going down dry. Yeah, classic.
Mm.
Oh, actually, it reminds me I have a little drink too.
Little drink. Okay, so the basic premise of the movie is that two brides get swapped during their
Yes,
like wedding week.
on
One on
accident.
the actual wedding day, one a few days after she's been married, but they sit a little too close together on the train and they're dressed in identical red wedding saris. And oh no, shenanigans ensue. It's so
Oh
good. I love shenanigans.
no!
They're always good. I like name one bad shenanigan that you've ever heard of. I'll wait.
Yeah, and plus, like, why are we watching movies
Ooh.
that don't even have shenanigans? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Waste of
Yep.
time.
Yep. You know what modern Marvel and Disney movies are missing? Shenanigans, hijinks,
Uh-huh. Hmm.
tomfoolery, even.
Hmm.
You know what
Absolutely.
The Emperor's New Groove had? Loads
Pure
of tomfoolery.
tomfoolery.
That
Yeah.
that man is a hooligan. Okay? They dress him up as a woman to go into this restaurant.
Right.
He's a llama.
He's a llama, and they dress
Yeah.
him up as a human woman. Yeah.
And it kind of works. And that's
Uh-huh.
hysterical. That's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
These shenanigans are not necessarily intentional, but that doesn't
No,
make
it's
them any
accident,
less fun.
but it's still fun to watch because you say, "Oh no, oh, something's happening," and that's really good.
Hmm.
The difference between these two brides, besides the fact that they're different people, which is the main thing,
Hmm.
um, is their husbands. And the one of them is
Hmm.
so nice, and he loves his wife and married her on purpose for that reason.
And he looks at her like the way they talk about in the poems, and you think, oh, maybe love is real. He
Yeah.
like turns they're doing their wedding ceremonies and he turns to look at her kind of in the side of his eyes.
He's like, "Hey," and
It's like,
she's like,
shut up, you
"Yeah."
so cute. They're clearly like a young couple who
Very
is so
cute.
much in love with each other.
Yeah.
And he's
He's
a good
very like
guy. He
he's super
deserves it.
concerned. Like he's always making sure that like she's comfortable and safe and he knows exactly where they're going and when they have to be there. He's like he's
Hmm.
organized.
Hmm.
And then the other husband is just kind of a loser.
Too enthusiastic, thumbs down, too enthusiastic,
Yeah.
middle fingers up. I
Mhm.
hate him. And the good news is he's
Yeah.
only in this movie for a little itty bitty bit.
Just a little bit. It's just enough like necessary evil to move the plot along, but we're not
Hmm.
focusing on him. We don't care about him. We care
Yeah,
about the
no,
two ladies and the one nice man in the
the one
world.
nice man. Yeah,
That's it.
that's it. That's it. And they're like,
Mhm.
I mean, their two adventures are so like polar opposites. The one is separated from her husband, Jaya, and she's married to the evil, awful sack of
Yeah, we
shit.
don't like him,
Super,
but we
super bad.
like her.
We
She is
love her.
interesting.
We love Jaya.
Hmm.
We love Jaya. Yeah, his first like real introduction is he realizes his wife is lost and he's like, "Oh my gosh, this kind of sucks." But the good thing is that the motorcycle for my dowry has been delivered and I get to go see Dolly, my mistress. I have a right to enjoy my wedding night. This is like all in 5 minutes and you're like, "Wow,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah. Well,
wow."
and his parents are the same way because they realize
Same
that their
way.
daughter-in-law is missing, and the mom is like, ugh, and she has the cell phone. Like,
Oh. It's cute.
that was the most beautiful stretch I've ever seen.
Do you hear the little meow?
Do it again.
Come to Brazil. Keep your eyes peeled. It might happen. He's,
Okay.
oh my gosh. I am already one of the world's most annoying pet owners. I have, like, I can no longer talk about anything else, which is really nice because I don't talk about Ravenous nearly as much anymore. I'm a lot more tolerable to
You're
be around
cured.
now.
Yeah.
People want to talk about cats. People don't want to talk about Gate Cannibal movie from the 90s that no one cares about.
No, they don't.
No. This guy? This
But they
guy?
do want to talk
RG?
about cats. They do want to see your little picture of them holding hands in a patch of sunlight. Everyone wants to see that.
I'm gonna put it on a billboard in Times Square. They just did that. I didn't position them or pose them in any way. They fell asleep. They were middle of the fight, and they just kind
And if that's not brotherhood, tell me what is. Oh, wait.
of checkmate atheists. God is real, and it's in tiny little kitty paws. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah. So, husband is bad. We hate him. I actually don't even know his name.
Yeah,
Per
I don't remember.
Pradeep, I think. Pradeep. It wasn't
That might be it.
Prakash.
I don't remember because he has a real name and he also has a fake name, and you
But
don't
they both
remember
start
either
with
of them because
P.
he's so
He's
insignificant.
so
He does not
irrelevant.
matter.
We
Yeah,
do not care about him, not even a little. He's
no.
like completely
He's a
zero
creep.
on the scale.
He's a loser.
Bad, 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 bad,
Yeah.
bad. So Jaya, she's separated, and she realizes it pretty quick that she's going with
Mhm.
the wrong husband.
They
Because
get
what
off the
happens
train
is,
and onto
yeah,
the platform, and then she's like, wait, hang on. But then the train starts moving, so she can't get back on. And so then she's like, well, I guess
oh
I can't say
no,
anything. This might be too
oh
late. Oops.
dear,
Yeah.
hmm, hmm. It's
But there's a lot
fantastic.
to think about, right? Because she's like, I don't want to abandon the other woman. That's not a girl's girl move. But then on the other hand, I don't want to be with that guy. So maybe everything will work out, you know? This is God's plan or whatever.
And does it?
We don't
Does
know.
it all work out?
Yes, it does. It works out 10 times better than you expected to because this movie
Mm-hmm.
rocks.
So much. I love,
Yeah.
okay, I love Virata Parvam. I love
Yeah.
tragedies. I like bittersweet stories. Like,
Hmm.
when done well, I think they
Agree,
can be
agree,
really
agree.
good.
Yeah.
This movie has like no negativity or sadness in it at all. The end is like
Yeah.
100% positive and super hopeful and optimistic and loving. It's so
It's like
wholesome
everybody gets what they want. It's like, not to be
and
the
then
ninth doctor
some.
about this, but just this once everybody wins. Like, it's so good. And yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
it's exactly the spiritual opposite of Garota Parvam, where the whole time you're like,
Hmm.
oh my gosh,
Hmm.
like,
And then at the
ah,
end, you are literally shot through the heart.
yeah. It's like, it's interesting and very, very good, but it's so sad the whole time, like, and so stressful. And then it
Hmm.
also is a tragedy. And this is like the
Yeah.
opposite, where like something happens, but you're not too worried about it. They just
Because
find a
again,
way
there's
to make it
hijinks.
like okay, there it's okay temporarily, and it's also probably going to be okay long term. And then they do this,
Hmm.
it's like, yeah, it is very
Hmm.
hopeful the whole time. It's quite nice.
Hmm. Yeah. It makes it very clear, like, the tone of this movie is just like a little bit goofy. Like, it's very, like, how do I phrase this? Like, you feel the sadness in the characters, you feel the worry in, I'm so sorry. Can you say something? I shouldn't have, like, why do I do this? I'm just gonna, like,
Take
take a
a
pause,
pause,
John.
John. I'm gross.
We can just I felt like you were on a roll there. Mhm.
Hmm.
No pun intended. So we
Oh,
can just wait. I'm fine
I,
with that. It's all good.
oh, that's nice. I'm ready to go now.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
and I even remember what I was gonna say. Like, you you feel the concern and the worry and the fear and the like loneliness, but we don't dwell on it. It's given just enough
Hmm.
gravity to weigh down everything else, but at the same time, like, it's not overly sweet, but it is so sweet. It's not sappy, it's not
Hmm.
gross and like overdone and cheesy. It's sincere
Yeah.
and lovely.
And the whole time you're watching it for the whole 2 hours, not even three, it's only two. But for the whole 2 hours, you're like, what's gonna happen next? Like
Because
it's
every
fun
single
to
scene
watch.
is so delightful and everyone is so like kind to each other. And that's what I think the
Yeah.
whole movie is about, is like these two girls get lost and in opposite ways, right? Like, one is trying to run away from like this suffocating past and actively seeking out her own future, and then the other one doesn't really know what she wants and is just going from her home to her new husband, who loves her very much and she loves him, and like
Hmm.
they're going to be a
She
good
doesn't
couple, but
have like
she's
real world experience, right? She
no.
still is very like young and naive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the one gets to be with a family who's so like loving, and
Yeah.
they kind of snipe
And
at
they
each other
see people
sometimes,
actively
but
support each other. Yeah.
Yes.
Like a family that sticks together and friends that stick together and they all support each other, and
Yes.
that's something that she hasn't really experienced.
Right.
And it's kind of what gives her like they sent her off at the end and they all
They're
like
her
just
family.
genuinely love her. Yeah, they become her family,
Yeah.
but not in a way that replaces the other girl who needs a family and doesn't
Yes.
want to be alone.
No. But
Yeah.
needs her own identity as well. And
Yeah.
that's what her story is she is stranded at the train station. Thankfully, thank every star in the heavens that she doesn't go with that man. I'm so sorry. But like I
No.
had a fear in my heart for about 30 seconds. I was like, "Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He's going to kill her to death." But he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's like, "Do you need help?" And she's like, "Ugh, no." And then she runs away. And then that's like he's
And
gone.
then he's like, "Oh well, I tried." Like, not you didn't really, but that's okay.
No. No.
And
So
then
then
she
she's
finds
like
a ragtag crew of misfits who live at the train station, and they help her find herself.
because immediately she's like
Yay!
so scared by the appearance of one of them because he it looks like he doesn't have any legs and he's rolling around on like a little skateboard and he's kind of raggedy looking and she's
He
like
just
ah
comes out of nowhere, right? Like
yeah
you just turn around and like see a guy and he's like scooting at you and she's like, "Oh my gosh." Ah!
pretty freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's going
like
on?
understandably so.
Yeah.
Ah. But then immediately she runs into what's his name uh Chur Chuti something I
Oh,
don't
it's something
remember.
like that. It has like two
Chuti
H's in it.
CHHOUTI
That's not
is my
right.
guess.
Chotu.
Chotu.
Yeah.
Close.
You had your vowels switched, but it was pretty close.
Silly goose.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she runs into him immediately after seeing the guy on the wheels, and he's like, "Hey, it's cool. Like, are you lost? I can help you. Let's go." And it's totally different vibes from the other guy because this one's like clearly like smiley and happy and sunshiny, but he's like, and when he says, "Hey, do you need help?" Like she's immediately like, "Yes, please." Like you can tell
Yeah.
that she feels safe around him so fast
He
because
has
like
a
why wouldn't
very
you?
trustworthy vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. And he
Yeah.
does. He really
Very
genuinely does. He takes her to
easygoing
the
and yeah.
yeah. Yes. He's like, "Hey, don't worry about him. He looks worse than he is." Are you Oh my gosh, are you okay? Can I like oh my gosh, you're lost. Come on, come on. We'll help you out. So like
hmm
so sweet. He takes her to the manager of the train station and he can't really do a whole lot to help her. So then he's like, "I know what we'll do. We'll take you to the tea stand." And you think, how could that possibly help? And oh boy, oh boy.
hmm It helps more than anything else ever could because it's run by a badass girl boss.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
hmm
Like capital G, capital
So
B,
it's like
girl boss.
they know more.
Her introduction shot is her like she's like an older lady, probably in her 50s, 60s, gray hair, frizzy all over the place, wearing a like a tweed suit coat, but like it's ratty
Yeah.
over, a bunch of other layers, and she's like leaned up against a pillar looking at her like this, like,
hmm
and you think,
She's a
okay,
working woman.
yeah. I've never been so immediately locked into a character than when the camera
Yeah.
panned over and saw like this
Real.
when
Yeah.
you're watching it.
It's just so
Yeah.
immediately you're like, okay, yeah.
I would trust
She's
her
like a
so
very,
seriously with my life.
yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. She just has that like tough love
Hmm.
anti vibe.
Yes.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna get exactly what you need, whether you like it or not. I know what's good for you, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Because, like, she needs a little bit of tough love. She's been coddled and kind of protected her whole life and sheltered. She doesn't
hmm
really know how the real world works. And so she gets a chance to say, like, actually, why wasn't I given as many opportunities as a girl than other people? Like, maybe I should work as a wife as well, and
Yeah.
work with my husband instead of like working under him. And she like
Yeah.
learns so much and like sees that she can be her own person outside of being a wife or a daughter, and
Yeah.
like
Which is the lesson that
she
she needs.
loves. Yes.
Because
Yes.
her whole plan, like, and again, her husband is awesome, and her life
Mhm.
will be totally fine with him. But it's
Mhm.
like if anything ever happened to him, she would be completely unprepared to deal with anything on her own.
Mhm.
And it's good to
Yeah.
know, like, even though she's going into a very supportive family and like a real sense of community,
Mhm.
she still can be like an active part of that community instead of just being like only the recipient. Does that make sense?
Yes. Oh, it definitely does.
Everyone there has something to give, including her.
Yes. And this kind of ties into Jaya's storyline as well, but they learn to give a little bit more as well. Everyone with their individual gifts. Like, I love everyone in this movie because sometimes they snipe at each other and sometimes they're a little bit like passive aggressive, but
Hmm.
that's just how people are, you know? And you can
Yeah.
see how much people genuinely love each other, and Jaya just comes in like a breath of fresh air and is like, actually, no, you are value, like, you're worthy of praise and love, and your gifts have inherent value, and you should foster them, maybe. Hmm.
Hmm. And everyone's like, when you put it that way, I think I will. I think that we have just jumped right into this movie and we're going all over the place. And we have
Mm-hmm.
not given enough characters names. We have just named Jaya, who goes by a fake name for most of the film, and Chotu
Mm-hmm.
was on screen for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but an integral
So,
part of my enjoyment of this film.
yeah. The other bride is named Pool, and she's so cute.
She's
And so the
delight. She looks so young.
yeah, she does, which is like part of the point, right? Like she's supposed to look very young and inexperienced and naive. Um, and she also is a teenager in real life.
Yeah, she's so little,
Yes. And then so her husband is Deepak, and they call him Deepu, which is
which is
cute.
cute. Mm-hmm.
And he's very nice. Um, the older working woman is named Manjumai, and she's awesome. Hello.
Hi. I'm wearing red.
Yay.
Surprise!
Ah!
It's my coat.
Oh, nice. Matches my
Yeah.
pillowcase. And well, not really my shorts, but kinda.
But a
Sort
little
of
bit,
happening.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, you were listing names of
Yes.
characters, and
Pool
that's
and
good.
Deepu are married, but then separated for
Yeah.
most of the film.
Yeah.
Jaya gives herself the fake name of Puspa,
Mm-hmm.
and the first time I watched it, I was like, "Oh, interesting." And then the second time I watched it, I realized that like Puspa is a word that's written on like the side of their train. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, that's where she got it. Interesting." I didn't catch it the first time because I probably was not watching as closely as I should have
Yeah.
on accident,
She's just like
like I do.
frantically. Yeah, no one's gonna hold it against you. I'm not anyway.
Okay,
Probably.
okay, that's okay. Everything's fine. Yeah, but she here's the thing. They get mixed up and then she takes up her veil and the whole family is like, "What happened to Pool?" And Deep was like, "Oh my gosh, what happened to Pool?" What's
She
going
like
on? They're all freaking out.
crumples to the ground
They ask
immediately.
her, yeah, he loses it pretty fast. They ask her like what her name is and what her family name is so that they can find her husband. The issue is that she does not want to find her husband. So she lies about her name and his name and
Yeah,
where she's from and her parents' phone number.
because she
So
doesn't
that
want
way
to go
there's
back
like
home either.
no chance. She doesn't want to go
No.
back home and she doesn't want to go to her husband because she wants to do a
Hmm.
secret third thing that we don't learn about for a long time in the film.
For a
She's
while.
just being
Yeah.
so super shady, but then she's also like incredibly nice. So you're like, what's going on? Like, can we trust you or no?
Yeah.
You can't.
Absolutely, you can. You know
Yeah.
she's keeping a secret, but
Hmm. But you
like if
don't
it's
know
a
what it
bad
is.
secret, there's no reason for her to buy like drawing supplies for the
Yeah.
sister-in-law.
There's no
Like,
reason for her to stay there in the first place, right? But she stays with
no.
them and she helps them like grow their gifts and
Yeah.
not hide their light under a bushel, if you will.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
she helps each of them individually so much, but then the
Yeah,
whole of like the group as a whole, and then she also helps to find Pool. Like, literally, what can she not do?
exactly.
All while like hiding from the police,
Yeah.
who we haven't
The
talked about
police
yet, but
also, they're so funny. It's like
gosh,
it's
oh
not
my
like
gosh.
propaganda in like it's a police procedural, like the whole movie's about the police and you get to watch it's like
Mm-mm.
whatever. They're important characters but not main characters and they're so funny. Like they're only there because they kind of have to be there as like a comedic,
Yeah,
so good. This like
he's
police like chief,
hysterical.
I guess, who's full of himself and he's always making money moves, but he's like not actually inherently a bad guy. And then he has just some sidekicks and they're just basically
They're
there. They're just like silly little henchmen.
they oh my gosh, do they ever hench? You've never seen henchier
You've never
henchmen.
seen
I'm
henches.
telling
Yeah.
you.
These are the
Yeah.
henchiest men. Yeah.
This is okay, and this is not related to anything, but this is one of my favorite quotes that I ever heard while I was walking around campus because I'd have my headphones in, but I wasn't actually listening to music because you hear the craziest things. People just
Hmm.
say them out loud in public often. And this is one of my favorite things. A girl was walking past me and she just went, "Oh my gosh, he evil henchman number one'd me." And then she was gone into the ether. And I have thought about that every single day since it happened.
But that's incredible. Does that mean that he was behaving as evil henchman number one, or that he
Or he
was turning
assigned
her
her
into evil henchman number one? He's evil and she's evil henchman number one. He evil henchman number one to me.
so many questions that I'll
Wow.
never know the answers to. What did
What a
he
beautiful
do
life that
to
she's
make you
living.
say that? I know! What an incredible sentence that she gifted to me unknowingly. He evil
Wow.
henchman number one me. The
Wow.
implications,
Yeah, that's incredible.
staggering. I love it. I love evil
And she
henchmen.
just must be getting up to some sort of shenanigans. To be able to say casually at the drop of a hat, oh, hang on, I just realized that he evil henchman number one to me. You
Hmm.
have to be living a sort of sitcom life.
Yeah, you have to.
You
Like,
have to.
is that some kind of inside joke where they like that's a regular phrase with them, or is that something that she just came up with on the spot out of her head?
Hmm.
Because if she
Either
is,
way, it's incredible.
it's
Like she's just
so
living the
good.
dream.
Yes. Yeah. He evil henchman number one to me. Rent
Wow.
free.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I'll never be that funny. And I'm okay with that. Because
Because
it's
at
like
least
trying to
someone
create
out
a
there
star.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, anyway. Yeah. Good henchman. Really good henchman. I
Yeah.
don't know the police officer's name. The
I
first
don't
30
remember. It kind of
seconds,
doesn't really matter.
no,
He's
he's
just kind
just
of like a
like
Weasley guy.
policeman. Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks so
Just like
greasy.
cop. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like he takes bribes and he's like he'll take advantage of people if he thinks he can get some more money out of them, which is so funny on his own. But he's just obviously he's not a good cop, but he's a
Yeah.
good investigate and he's not even really a good investigator. Success just kind of accidentally happens to him. He's so
Yeah.
incompetent,
Yeah.
but he's
Yeah.
like
He
good at
has
his job at
not
the
been
same time.
climbing the corporate ladder. Like he just the other rungs fell off. Like and they were like, well, I guess he's it.
Yeah. Yeah, he
No, he's
spends
so
so much
funny.
time trying to investigate Jaya, who at this point is Puspa, and
Mhm.
he's like
He's like
following her
following
with a
her around
camera.
town, taking pictures, and literally every single shot, her
The whole
face is
time she's
totally
like, "Da,
visible,
da, da, da,"
and then she
except for,
moves, and he takes the
and
picture.
then he takes the picture.
So then he has to go out and get these pictures developed, and he gets them all back, and he's like, "Oh, you cannot see her face in any single one of these.
Brother, that's your
You have to
fault.
move like she would be lined up perfectly. Like he could have a shot like this, like where she's looking directly at it, and he's like, "Oh, there she is. I got her." And then she would turn and put her hand in front of her face, and then he would take the picture. It's like, what? What? He's so slow. And he's not
Yeah.
taking two. He's not doing like a rapid fire so
No.
he can get angles.
Just one at a time.
He's just like, oh, I see her across the street over there. Let me just wait until somebody drives a bus between us, and then I'll take the
Then
picture.
I'll take the picture.
Like, it's not getting
This
him
whole time,
anywhere.
she has no idea. She's not like
No, like
sneakily
the whole
dodging him.
sequence, yeah, it seems like she's completely unaware because
Yeah.
he's bad.
Hmm. And
I
the
think if
song,
she was aware, it wouldn't change anything. She could still go about her daily routine, not a care in the world, and he would have
no.
zero evidence at the end of the day.
Yes, nothing at all. Like it's
No.
so funny because the song that's playing in the background is like she's so sneaky. She's a firecracker. She's so conniving and clever. And it's
Mhm.
all those things are true,
That's true. Yeah, she is clever, but
but
it's also she's not evading the police.
no,
They can't get her.
she's right there.
Yeah, it's a
Like
skill issue on their part. It's nothing to do with
absolutely
her.
it is.
She's just
It's
vibing.
they're the funniest part of this whole movie. Like you want so badly to not like him,
Yeah.
but then he kind of like he ate just that one thing, but then he kept eating that one thing, and he ate it a lot.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, that's actually, no,
Hmm.
that is funny. You're
Hmm.
right. Okay, you got me. It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
hmm And he
Hmm.
is eventually, at the end of the movie, faced with an opportunity to do a morally good thing, and he does it. So what we're saying is there's one good cop in the world, and it's this fictional cop.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's not even a good cop.
No, 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 no.
Like,
He's just like a good guy who's incompetent at his job.
yeah,
Therefore,
exactly.
good cop. Right. Like,
Yeah.
not good at being a cop, but good and happens to also be a cop. These are separate.
Yeah.
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 It's got a misleading language there.
Yeah. In my head, he's like very neutral good. Like,
hmm
he'll follow the law when it suits him. He'll break the law when it suits him. But
hmm
like morally, his compass, it's skewed in the general right
It's
direction.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. 10 out of 10. I love him so much. He's so entertaining to watch. Um, oh, Jaya and what's his name? Eh,
Oh, the friend.
The friend. Yes.
Well, basically, Deepu has three friends, and they're all ride or die. But
They're
one
the
of them
crew.
is based as hell, and he's so cool.
Yes. Yeah.
And I
Hmm.
definitely don't remember his name, but he's cool.
He's fantastic. Yeah, he's really good. Him and Jaya kind of like get to know each other just a little bit.
hmm
Just a little bit. Nothing too crazy,
Just a
nothing too
little bit.
serious.
And like,
Hmm.
she's married, but only
Right.
incidentally. Yeah.
Yeah. And if she flirts with him a little bit, like, who's gonna stop her? What's the harm in
hmm
that? You know?
And plus, she's leaving town soon anyway.
It doesn't really even
Not like
matter. No.
anything's gonna happen. No.
Hmm. 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 Yeah. So they're adorable. They're so
Mhm.
cute. Um, and then like we said, Deepu and Pool are separated for the entire length of the movie,
Yeah,
almost. And
like
the
a
whole we get
huge
like
majority of the
three.
movie.
Yes, it's so long. But and you think how could you possibly like fall in love with a couple if they're never together? But they spend the entire time. There are like three separate songs with them pining for each other, being
Yeah.
like,
You're like,
"Oh,
okay.
I miss
Yeah.
Pool
And
so
they do
bad."
get a flashback,
Oh my
which
gosh. Oh
is
my gosh.
the cutest flashback ever to be made.
Yeah.
Probably ever, I think.
Ever. Ever. Yeah, that's accurate. It made like I almost started crying the first time, and then I almost started crying when I watched it again last night because I was like, I'm prepared for it now. It's not gonna hit me as hard. And then
No, it's almost worse.
it's almost yeah, yeah, knowing that it's coming,
Mhm.
pretty bad.
Because then There's nothing you can do.
No, you just embraced for it.
Yeah.
Oh, so, so, so good. And then when they reunite at the end,
It's so tense. They're at the
like,
train station, but they live in India, so there's like 1 billion people at the train station. You're like, they're not gonna
mhm,
find each other. They're calling each other's names, but they won't be able to hear each other. But they do.
they
And they
do,
turn
but they
around and
do.
above a sea of people, and they start slowly like, like trying to get to each other.
Sorry.
It's so
Like, they
cute.
don't grab each other real quick at first. They just take a minute to like look at each other. And then it's like a just a tender like I didn't think I'd ever see you again kind of an embrace. And then for the rest of the
Mhm.
movie, he literally cannot stop holding her hand. And not in like a weird creepy way. It's like in a
Because they
in a
love each
true love kind of
other.
a way.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. They like at the very end after they drop Jai off at the bus station, he's like, "No, you take the car back. We'll walk." And he's like secretly holding her hand behind his back, and it's like so like,
Mhm.
"Ooh, you're married," but like
Yeah,
still
but they still get to
high school
have that like
sweethearts.
youthful, playful, yeah.
Yeah. And then they just get to walk back hand in hand and like skipping through the sunshine and flowers. It's disgusting,
Flowers just
honestly.
flowers grow after like they step on the ground and when they lift up, flowers sprout out like they're made of
Yeah.
magic. Like yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that's the power
And
of love.
actually, and that happens to every single person in this movie except for evil husband man because that's
Oh
just
yeah, because he's the worst. Yeah.
yeah, but that's why it doesn't
He's
stand
kind
out
of a
to
gross guy.
anybody. Like
Hmm.
Jaya meets his family and flowers just pop up wherever they step and she's like, "Yeah, no, this is normal because this happens to me." And then Poole meets the guy at the train station, evil husband, and she's like, where are your flowers? I don't trust you."
Hmm.
Like naturally he stands out.
Yeah.
Everyone else, it's pure goodness, pure light, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
No,
so good.
I'm trying to think of another like what's another like feel good movie? You know what I mean? Like I feel like everyone has like a feel good movie. This is probably the
Hmm.
best example of one that I've ever seen.
Yes,
Because you really
truly.
the whole time you feel good watching it. It's interesting and it's
Yeah,
fun and it's only 2 hours.
it's only 2 hours. This movie is what I wanted, and I think we said this after you finished watching it with me.
Hmm.
This is what I wanted Barfi to be so bad.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about Barfi really.
Yeah. We can. It's just that
Mm,
here's the thing. 90% of the movie,
I
fascinating.
loved it.
I love everybody's acting is
Charming.
so good,
The
especially
cinematography?
Murphy. Like
Oh,
he is Indian Charlie Chaplin. Like he nails it. The cinematography, yeah, is beautiful. There's some
mhm.
fun music and like you love the characters and it's so interesting. And then just it we don't like the ending is the thing.
Mm-mm. No.
So it's kind of like,
All that build up and for what?
yeah, like stained the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really. But this one isn't like that.
But
It's
they
like,
all did a great job. And this
yeah.
movie is like Barfi if we liked the ending.
Yes. Yeah. I think in general, I don't love triangle tropes. I can't think of very many things where I've liked one.
Hmm.
I just,
Well, I feel like so much of the time they just feel forced.
yeah.
Like there's two
Yeah. Or
people who
there's,
obviously love each other, and then there's like a
yeah.
third
And there's
person
a
who they're
third
like, oh,
guy.
we have to like somehow construct a narrative in which this guy is also involved in the relationship. Instead of
Exactly.
it just almost never feels natural.
Hmm. Yep. Except for,
Like
when it does. Go ahead.
it's possible to just have like two crushes or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's not the same thing as like genuinely like it's always so high stakes. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
spend the rest of my life with one of these two people. There has to be a third option. You clearly don't love either of them if you're tossing back and forth between the two all the time. Just pick somebody else. Spend some time alone, figure it out.
Pick yourself first. Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
Yeah,
Same hat, always. Yes.
Olive.
The I did think of one example that I can find no flaw in is
Mhm.
Hunger Games, which I feel
Mhm.
almost goes without saying because Katniss, Peeta, and
Because
Gale,
Suzanne Collins did everything right. She's not using a trope just to use it. She has a point.
she has a
And I
point.
agree, it's not forced, right? Because it's either the person that
Exactly.
she's loved since childhood or the person that circumstances have, it's not like she had to twist the narrative so that PETA is involved in her life. The
No.
whole narrative is how PETA becomes involved in her life.
Yes,
Obviously.
obviously. And it's
Suzanne. We
Miss
love
Suzanne C. Collins. Mwah, mwah, mwah. 10,000 kisses a day to Miss
roses
Suzanne
and
Collins.
confetti.
Yes, so seriously, because there is nothing wrong with the Hunger Games. Anyone who says, "Oh, it's overrated," is like, some dumb YA dystopian novel. You don't get it, okay? You don't
Mhm.
understand it.
Every
You don't
other dumb
appreciate
YA
her.
dystopian novel is trying to be her.
They want to be Hunger Games so bad. Every
And they're
YA
just not.
main girl wants to be Katniss so bad. You could
Mhm.
never,
It's
like,
embarrassing.
keep my wife's name
You're never
out
gonna be
of
Suzanne
your
Collins.
mouth. Never. No,
Exactly.
never.
Uh,
Seriously. Like like those books mean so much to me. They mean so much on their own. Like the way that Gale and Peeta represent like war and peace respectively, and like it's not that she's choosing a guy, it's that she's choosing a lifestyle
hmm
and the way that she wants to live her future world.
hmm
I can't
It's
get
like
into
you
it.
said, you don't just have to pick between two people, you have to pick yourself first, right? And by choosing to be with PETA, she is
Yep,
choosing to
yep,
be a
yep,
peaceful
yep,
person.
yep, 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 yep.
It's representative of her inner peace.
Yep, yep,
And
yep,
he's
yep, yep, yep,
also a
yep.
good guy, actually.
He's actually the best guy ever.
hmm
He's up there with Samwise Gamgee, but he's
Yeah,
up there.
because I think because they're kind of the same flavor of guy,
Blonde, cook.
Good-hearted, loyal, a cook, yeah.
Yep, yep,
And
The one
they'll go through all of these dangerous things and they're very brave because their focus is peace.
and kindness.
Interesting.
Interesting. Movies, cinema, film, books, baby. Yes. It is like so seriously from the bottom of my heart. Like no one understands Peter Malark the way that I do. I
hmm
get him. I see him. I see you. And Suzanne, I know what you were trying to do. I know what you were saying. I get
hmm I actually read the books. I internalized them in my mind.
it.
I didn't
Yeah.
read them just because they were popular and that I would know what other people were talking about. It's an actually
Yeah. I
interesting and poignant story.
I like you open some of the
Whatever.
pages and they're like on fire. It's like, oh, there's like
How'd
that's
you do
real
that?
anger.
Just the power. Yeah. Of having a
The pow-
purpose in your writing instead of just writing something that somebody else wrote, but
but
worse.
worse. Do we have to say it again? We will,
We will.
almost certainly. Actually, like that felt really cleansing. I haven't thought about the Hunger Games in a little while. It felt really good to be like,
It's about time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got like a 3-day drive ahead of me, so I might see how
You have
far
to
I can get
introduce
into the
the
books
boys
and the
to
movies. Oh my gosh.
the Hunger
I
Games.
I have been the whole ride here, I was showing them my favorite music. I have been showing them some of my favorite movies. This is also a little unrelated, but I introduced my parents to the Kendrick Drake drama.
hmm
Um
Oh yeah, you said that Heidi couldn't even finish Meet the Grams because it was too powerful. It was gonna
she
snatch
can
her
turn it
wig, and
off
she
and
doesn't
walk
wear a
away.
wig.
No, it's a real hair. And I showed my dad last
It's like
night,
a
but it was
30
late.
Rock. It's like in 30 Rock where she's like, I'm contractually obligated to snatch a bitch's weave 3 more times this season. And Tina Fey is like, it's not a weave.
Oh,
Like that.
that
Heidi's like,
show's
stop,
funny.
stop, Kendrick, it's not a weave.
It's real. She's gonna check and make sure her eyebrows are still there. They didn't get
Like, oh my
scorched off with the heat of the sun.
God.
Oh my
The
gosh.
echo on You Lied.
You lad!
Like it's already so he's been 3 minutes of just saying the most hardcore thing you've ever heard in your life. And then the echo on You Lied as if like a Greek chorus is being resurrected to attack Aubrey Graham. Like what is going on?
So scary for real. Like the first every other verse in the song is like same kind of monotone, like right about this
Mhm.
level, and then about halfway
Yeah.
through Drake's verse, he's like, you know what? No, I am
There's
pissed.
some real vitriol there. Yeah. Yeah.
Very real anger. And he
The
just slowly
calmness in which
increases
he
it.
can say, "You raised a horrible person, the nerve of you, Dennis."
It sounds
He can just
almost
say that.
tired. And
Yeah.
he said it. He did. Yeah. And
Yeah.
we could only listen to Not Like
Maybe
Us
you
up
should name
until
for an L name for your black cat, you should name him Lamar after Kendrick Lamar.
Aw, that would be so. He was born right around the time the beef
Real name
started. Aw,
Lamar. That's actually cute.
oh, our little baby boys.
Anyway, but tell me Jason's reaction to the stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, we listened to it very late last night, and we were all watching the Northern Lights. So it was very much like that one meme of it's Gru and Vector, and Gru is like trying to hold his pamphlets, and Vector's like, you know the one I'm talking about? It was me and my parents like desperately trying to look at an incredible natural phenomenon.
And
And I'm like, but did you
you're like,
hear
okay,
that?
but hear me out.
Yeah.
They're like,
I'm
of
like,
course
here's
not.
actually the backstory behind that line.
Your
We
middle-aged Midwestern parents, they're like, I don't care. It's
no, not at
definitely
all.
not
But
the no.
no, no. But we could only get about like 1 minute into Not Like Us because that we
Mhm.
hit the line trying to strike a chord and it's probably a minor.
Yeah.
And my dad that when he did like which if you know Jason,
hmm
like he practically like threw up, you know?
Speaks volumes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say the whole time that we listened to those tracks, you looked like that one Lisa Simpson meme, like she's cooked. Like that. For the
What
whole we
I
listened to
felt
all of
like.
them.
Yeah.
And I don't
Several
think had a
times.
different facial expression the whole time. You just were like,
Sometimes I'd move my hand
while
over
your
my mouth like
cereal
this.
gets soggy, and you go, and then drop it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's genuinely how I felt. I've never, like,
And you
I didn't know
sometimes
you could
echo a
make
line.
music like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Well, not
This,
everybody can, is the thing. He's in
mhm.
kind of an elite few people who can make music like that.
And he
Anyway.
needs a special kind of muse as well.
Yeah.
The kind
Yeah.
of person only Dennis could
Normally
raise.
I don't have a hate and bone in my body, but oh no, you've changed me. Hmm.
Because that seems like a
I'm
funny
gonna
line on
kill
the
you.
surface.
I'm gonna kill you
Because
with a bazooka.
stabbing you, stabbing you, stabbing you, stabbing you, stabbing you. Like, it's. I, I chuckled the first time I heard that line because I was like, 4 tracks, Kendrick. I don't have a hating bone in my body, but like, that's just like, I don't. I genuinely am not a hateful, angry person. You made me like this.
hmm
This is you. This is what you do
Oh,
to me.
it's so brutal.
Like, I
Unbelievable.
spent the whole week just collecting like Drake and Kendrick memes, and I put them in a special shared photo album on our shared family. Like I added everybody to it because So I was like, I don't care if you know about but like, have you ever seen this? Like, it's like one of my favorite was, it's like watching Muhammad Ali punch a baby. Like, it's so outmatched. It's not even like,
No, no, it's
anyway,
not close to fair.
no.
It's like if you're gonna talk big, you know,
Yeah,
like
it's
prove it.
here's
And
it's
you
like if
absolutely can't.
it's like if the baby was actually like a person and the person was a pedophile and a super like gross individual. It's like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
that, and then that way,
And
so
then
it's
that
like
way
it's
it's
not
okay for Muhammad Ali to
stop,
punch a
stop.
baby.
Then it's like
Yeah.
hard,
Get him.
rip his dick off.
Yeah. It's like we didn't all just forget about Millie Bobby Brown. Just because we haven't been talking about it, we knew. We've
It's been
known
up
the whole
here.
time. And you know who especially has known the whole time is Kendrick Lamar.
He's like sitting there glowing red. Like
Yeah. I
one
think
of
he's
my
gonna play
favorite.
at their wedding. He's like, I'm always here for you, Millie.
If no one else will stand between you and that man, I will. One of my favorite things about Drake's like diss track return was that he was like, I'm literally not even attracted to like young girls though. Like I never even did anything to Millie Bobby Brown. And it's like, who brought her up? Hmm, interesting. Interesting. Who said her name, Drake?
Like,
Who
oh,
even
you said her
said
name
Millie Bobby
first though.
Brown?
So it's like, oh,
Hmm.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I definitely didn't details. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, we never said the victim was poisoned.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Keep
Yeah.
Drake, please keep
Wild.
releasing music. See how deep you can dig your grave. Yay!
Yay!
This is just literally making it full circle. This is just like the end scene in Lapata Ladies when Greasy Cop, best friend of
Yeah.
mine, is sitting there, and
Yeah.
evil husband has come. He's like, hey
Hmm.
man, I found Jaya. You gotta come and collect her. And Jaya's like, please, 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 I am begging you with everything I have in my body, do not make me go back to this
Do
man.
not do
And
that.
he's like, be cool, lady. I gotta solve this case. And you think, I'm gonna like
And it's such
dissolve
a
into
point at
atoms.
which you're like disappointed but not surprised. You're like, oh, of course, like he was only ever in it for the money, whatever, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And so
Yeah.
evil husband man comes in, slaps her across the face, like tries to physically
In
drag
front
her out,
of God and
and
everyone.
a minimum 5 witnesses of police officers and his
Hmm.
douchey little entourage of like, we've got the two parallels, right? We've got Deepu and his 3 ride or die friends who love him so much and would do
Hmm.
anything for him and do. They help him so much trying to find Pool.
Yeah.
It's
They're like
like
traveling
genuinely,
the country,
yeah,
visiting every train
wearing
station to see if they can find her.
yes,
And they wear the
wearing
cutest
every
little
sweater
dress.
vest known to man.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yes, looking so
I think
cute,
it's
so
set in the
charming.
early 2000s for that reason. They're
2001.
like, people aren't wearing enough sweater vests these days. We gotta bring that back. But you know what? Let's
And
set it
they're
in the early
right.
2000s. And they're so right.
Hi. They were so right for that. Reflected, we've got evil husband man and the 3 members of his crew all wearing like evil
Hmm.
leather jackets and smoking.
And they're
And
just
it's like
useless. Like they don't even do anything. They barely have any
they
dialogue.
don't
They're just
talk.
there to make him look
Hmm.
more powerful.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
it's literally a mirror image of.
Hmm.
And then Deepa's 3 friends like refuse to leave her. They're like, no, no, we're not like you can't send her back. That's not safe.
Hmm.
And they physically make them leave because they're police officers and they can do that. But
Yeah.
like they weren't going
But
to.
you're like,
Plus they had to
no,
go
no,
find
no, no, no,
Pool
no.
too. But he
Yeah.
even still he knew
It's
Pool was
crazy that
coming.
it's such a yeah, like this is like the crux of everything where like they have
Yes.
all been looking for Pool the whole time and now they have an
Hmm.
opportunity to go and save her. But
Thanks
Jaya
to
is at
Jaya.
risk. And so
Hmm.
they are all, including Deepu, willing to stay behind to make sure Jaya's okay before they find Pool.
Mhm. Because
because
he's
that's the
a
power of
good
friendship.
man.
He's a
Yes,
good man.
baby. Light and love.
Hmm.
Nothing but peace on planet Earth. Like, yeah. So we've got Jaya getting beaten and threatened, and the police officer's just sitting back watching like this. Hmm.
Hmm.
And you think he's just gonna let it happen. And he steals
Hmm.
her jewelry. That's hers. She owns it. It's not like he has no legal right to it whatsoever.
Hmm.
And he's dragging her out the door, and then cop goes, "No, wait, just one
Now
more
hold on a minute.
moment."
Hmm. It's like it's his Columbo moment. He's like, and just one more thing, and then tears him to shreds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
you can
good.
tell he's licking his lips. He's so excited to do it because
Yeah, this is the
he
pinnacle of
kind
his
of likes
career.
this girl.
Yeah, they
Like he's
become
followed her
friends.
around all week. If nothing else, he respects her.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's true.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, so you were beating a woman. You threatened her. You threatened me." He's like, "Well, give me the money
You
back." And he was
stole her
like,
jewelry.
"What
Yeah.
was that? Was that a bribe? Were you trying
He's
to
clutching
bribe
his
me?"
pearls. Was that a bribe? And we've seen throughout the whole movie he is always making money moves. He will
He's
accept a
making
bribe.
money moves. But he
Hmm.
looks at his little henches and they go, I think that was a
They're like,
bribe.
I think that was a bribe. Oh no. And he's like, oh no, you're probably gonna have to be arrested if you don't leave right now and never ever
Oh.
come back and send the divorce papers over the mail. I don't want to see your face again. And then the henchmen get to like chase him out and they're like gnashing their teeth. They're like,
Like little feral
they're like,
yappy dogs. Uh, and she's crying and I'm crying and she's like, "Will you take the jewelry?" And he's like, "Nah, man, I don't need it." And it's like, oh, for a character whose only motivation so far has been like money, for him to be
mhm,
like, "Nah, girl, you get an education." Like that's worth more to him than the
mhm.
jewelry, than
The only way you
150
can pay me
grams of
back is
gold.
by bettering your life and living
Hmm,
your dream. And you're
hmm,
like, okay,
hmm. I'm fine about it. But
fine.
she insists. She's like, she gives him the equivalent of the wedding ring. She takes the
Mhm.
and she's
It's
like,
like a necklace and one bangle, and she's like, these aren't
yeah,
mine anymore.
I'm just gonna leave them here though. Probably anyone could claim them.
Yeah. And he's like, don't worry, I'll make sure no one takes them. Yeah.
And you could tell they're besties. I think that
Yeah.
they stayed in touch. Like obviously she didn't. She stayed in touch with everybody else, but she gets back and she's like, and he's like, "Jaya, what's up?"
Hi, what's up? Yeah.
Yeah,
So good.
it's. I mean, I I I said this to Olivia right after we finished watching it, and I had the thought of like, what if I'm just really excited about finishing another really good movie and like I don't actually mean it? And the thought was this: I wonder if I should like the first Indian movie that I show people is RRR or if it should be this one because I loved
Mhm.
it that much and I've thought about it every single day since I watched it and watching it again with my parents last night. I'm like I can't imagine a like it
Yeah, I
depends
think this is
obviously
a
on
good
the group
one.
of people, but
Hmm. And the vibe that you're going for. If you want something
yeah.
that's, yeah, easygoing, uplifting movie, definitely this. If you want
Mhm.
an uplifting movie because it kind of lifts you out of the ashes and you rise again as a phoenix ready to take over the world and claim what's rightfully yours, then
And
you can watch Triple R.
drinking lightning.
For only one additional hour, you can feel like, you know, lightning bolts shoot from my
Super
fingertips.
my fingertips
I didn't
because it's
trust you
too
because it's too
small
small. Yeah, that could be you. It just
for the
depends on the
low, low
vibe. But I do
price
think this
of
is a good one of one additional hour and also your
yeah.
soul. I think once you watch Triple R, there is kind of part of you is always in that movie now.
And you
That's
don't
fine.
mind. You
No, it's
really
okay.
don't. Yeah. Yeah.
It's better that way.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it'd be a really good first introduction because it's again not that long. It's only 2 hours. Totally reasonable. Um,
Hmm.
it's just charming. It's delightful. It's wholesome. Like you said, it is a perfect feel good movie.
Hmm.
And it's funny. Like sometimes I feel like jokes don't translate very well, but
I feel like they translated pretty well. I'm like, I'm picking
yeah.
up what you're putting down here. You're a funny guy. Yeah.
If you get robbed, you suffer twice. First, the loss of the jewelry, and then you have to go to the police. That's pretty funny to
Yeah,
me.
that's
And
pretty funny.
true.
Hmm. Kind of went off there. There's kind of some universal truths that all, working people can agree with. And you know what? Maybe that's one of them. You got me.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's I love it. I cannot recommend it enough. 10 out of 10. We didn't even pick letters for the title.
No, we didn't. We were too excited to talk about it.
We couldn't even
Like,
wait.
let's just do a brief overview of the movie, and then we talk about many scenes in excruciating detail.
Yeah.
Oh, the part that you were saying though, where it's like, oh, we didn't mention the victim was poisoned. Like nobody ever said Millie Bobby Brown's name. The part that I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna say is when it's early on. It's the first time Jaya meets the cops, and she is still
Yeah.
going by Puspa, and she has like a tattoo of her own name, which is fine. And so she has to like write on it to make it look like a different name.
Hmm.
Um, and then she's about to leave, and he says, "Hey Jaya," and she turns around, and he goes, "Okay," and she goes, "I forgot something," which is true,
She did.
but embarrassing. And now he's like,
Like
she's like,
she she could pass it off. Anyone who
yeah,
didn't know, like, wouldn't think much of it. Like the people that she's with, like
right,
they're already
because they
half out
don't
the
know
door.
that
They
her
don't
name is
hear.
Jaya. Yeah, they're like, whatever,
But
she just forgot her bangles. But he
like
is like,
literally,
I'm onto you.
I know that I'm not telling the truth. I know that you just don't have any proof. Type B. Like
Yeah. You know what,
embrace the
actually, let's
deception,
embrace the
learn how to bend.
deception.
Yeah,
Yeah, your worst
that's
inhibitions
what I'm
turn to
talking about.
strength.
Always saying that.
I'm literally always saying that. We should make, okay, any movie that we like from now on, I think your
Psych edit.
Ravenous Psych video, we should just make a psych edit for like the opening credits of this TV show, but it's just a movie that we
That's
like. That
so
could be
funny.
fun.
I would love to
But
do
only if
that.
it's the
My
right vibe. Like Garota Parvam would be a bad and hard choice.
it would be like,
It
yeah,
would not work.
frighteningly inappropriate.
Yeah, no. But
Plus,
this
no one's
movie,
even not telling the truth in that movie. Everyone's painfully sincere. Well, she's
yeah,
like,
that's true. Some a menacing evil side character is not telling the truth. That's unfortunate.
and she tells little itty bitty lies to get to a certain point, but like,
Yeah.
that's it.
Everybody does that. That's fine.
Yeah. Everybody,
But like for
please,
this
like,
movie, for like, upbeat movies, I think you could make one for Bahubali and it would probably work.
that's funny. That,
You know? That's funny.
that's funny. That's funny. I could do that. Like,
Yeah.
the whole
So
time,
I think we should start
the,
doing that. That should just be our thing. We just make psych
that's,
theme song edits
that's really
of
good. That's
movies.
really good.
Yeah.
I'm good at it now. I know how to do it.
Yeah. You already did it
Mhm.
with Ravenous and it was like really good. I've watched
Thanks.
it, you know?
It was a lot of fun to put together.
Yeah.
Um, I do not have my Premiere Pro subscription anymore because I made that in a very frantic, like,
Hmm.
my subscription's running out. I've got to throw it together. And I did, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I use Blender or free iMovie app. So,
free iMovie app.
you don't have to have a good software. You just have to have a free available software and make it
I
work.
would I would like
That's
that
what I do.
better as well because why is it so hard? I didn't like why is it so hard? I took
I
a
don't know.
class to learn how to use it. And I had to Google how to do everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Why?
Everything. I don't know.
Yeah. No,
I
we
guess it
should
really
definitely
makes
do
you
that.
feel like a pro. If it's
Wiki
complicated, you know?
sorry, Waking Ned Divine.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
I'm already making it in my mind. I wish you could do that though. Like sometimes I imagine something really good and I'm like I wish I could just plug it in and it would just upload to Blender, you know what I mean?
We'll just get Elon Musk's brain chip.
Oh, well, actually love to live, so I probably won't do that.
No, that would be nice. It's like if you could just hit your head really hard against a piece of paper and it comes
And have
like,
your story just written down. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be
One day
nice.
we'll get there. Um, I should probably
We
go.
can
I've got
only
to
hope.
feed my babies dinner.
Do you ever think that it's maybe their breakfast because of how cats are nocturnal? Like if they're playing during the night, then you get up and have breakfast, they have dinner. Then they sleep a lot during the day because it's their nighttime. Then they wake up for
Fascinating.
dinner and have breakfast. Did you ever think about
Uh-huh.
that?
I will. I'm thinking about it right now. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm. I think that'll be definitely be true when they're grown-ups. Right now, they are awake for about
Right now they're
20
just kids,
minutes.
so they're kind of just so sleepy all the time.
Yeah, they have like 20 minutes where they play so hard. And then like mid
They get
bat, they
pooped.
like accidentally lean too hard against like my knee and then
Yeah,
they're like
that's
yeah.
funny. Those stupid idiots can't
Yeah,
even
they're
fight.
so dumb.
Yeah.
They wouldn't win in
Are
a
they
fight
both
against
eating
Muhammad
solid
Ali.
food?
Ugh.
You can name him Lizard. I'm just thinking of a lot of L names or words. I was thinking of Lysander, but maybe that's a little too grand and Shakespearean, but Lizard,
Mm.
that's funny. Because it's a cat named Lizard.
I thought that would be really funny. And like, I think having a more casual name works really well for him because Leo's name is short for Leopold. Leopold. Leopold.
Leopold. Leopold. Yeah,
Leopold.
obviously.
Yes, we all know.
Yeah.
We've all seen it. Um,
Leopold! 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 Leopold!
so I think having a really silly, goofy name like Lizard,
Hmm. That's funny.
pretty funny. That's pretty fun. Funny. Funny name. Lizard.
Funny name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Leopold.
If you have any more ideas, send them my way.
I will.
I know. I can always count on you.
If no one else got me, I know list of names that start with L got me.
Yeah, for those who don't already know this, I don't keep track of much going on in my life. Olivia keeps track of almost everything for
Oh yeah.
me.
I have
Yeah,
several Google Keep notes. They're color coded. It's like, yeah.
I don't think I even know the extent. Like, yeah, I appreciate it. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
having a,
Anytime.
yeah, my own personal secretary. And in return, I don't do much.
In return, I'm here too.
Yeah.
Well, on my end, you're a little frozen. Possibly because you only had 10% battery left. But uh, anyway, bye.